Sean Payton, he established an interesting list of rules for his players to follow throughout this preseason. And it was funny. I mean, Brandon, we were talking about this yesterday, right? Like, there's only a few old school coaches maybe left in the NFL. Maybe probably like you could probably list them, on a hand. But Sean Payton was one that came up. But let's look at these rules that he's established. I want you to tell me if, fair or not.
Head coach.
So one is, which makes sense, uniforms off after you're done playing. That is starters who maybe get like a series. You kind of talked about it at the top of the show.
Are these for players or his coaching staff?
These are for players.
Everybody.
Oh, it's for everybody.
Everyone.
So coaching staff, players, everybody. Okay,
Right.
got it.
Uniforms off after you're done playing. Then we go into like the ones that kind of raise some eyebrows in my opinion.
Good one.
No sunglasses. Maybe you can give the reasoning, Brandon, later on, but no Gilligan hats, a.k.a. bucket hats. Sean Payton calls them Gilligan hats. And no interviews during the game. I guess that's reasonable. But basically, I just want you to break down maybe those two in the middle, Brandon. Like, are these necessary, or is Sean Payton doing too much?
Well, let's keep this up here. Keep this graphic up here. Jazz team doing a phenomenal job with these graphics. You guys been in y'all bag for the last couple of months. That first one, that's Sean Payton, giving his team, showing his team some love, because there's a lot of coaches out there, especially old school coaches. And I wouldn't have been surprised if this first one was actually opposite, right? Because old school coaches, they're like, yo, you're on the sideline, keep your equipment on. So this is him showing love, saying, you're done after the first drive, Russell Wilson, Cortland Finnegan, Cortland Sutton, right? Take off your stuff. It's okay. Go put your baseball cap on. The sunglasses and the hat, the two that you want to discuss, Corey, this is simple. That's this old school approach coming, right? Like it's a feel thing for these coaches. They walk in a locker room, they see how people are dressing, how they're acting, and they just say if it works for them, then they're okay with it. If it doesn't, then they make these rules. It's his squad. It's his team. He controls everything in the business and in the building, What you've been seeing lately over the last couple years, and I don't know where I stand here, but remember, even Lamar, I love this shot, right? Lamar sitting there on the sideline, and he got the dark shades on with the big chunk on, right? Like really pushing the culture forward. Right, that's the stuff that they don't understand, right? And so I'm okay with guys wearing chunks. I'm okay with guys wearing some form of glasses. But I think what Sean Payton is trying to do there with the glasses thing is say, look, let's keep it, in this spirit of our uniform, right? Like if y'all want to do that before or after games. But I played with Sean Payton. Sean Payton brought me in. And when I tell you he's cool, but he's also straight business. But after the games, you'll see when they win, the lights are going to be off. They're going to have strobe lights on and disco lights on, and they're going to have music, and he's going to be right in the center dancing. And then right after that, he's going to some bar or going to the crib, and he's going to get lit, right? So Sean Payton is a guy that you would want to play for.
Ashley, your thoughts on this?
I'm very confused because can we put the graphic up there for a second? It says first preseason game Friday after the starters are pulled. So can I wear a bucket hat before they're pulled? Can I wear sunglasses before they're pulled? Like, is this just after they're no longer in the game that I'm not able to do that? And if that's the case, what's the reasoning behind that? Like, no interviews during the game. So if freaking ESPN comes over to me and wants a soundbite, I got to say, oh, I can't. So I don't understand the rationale behind this. It's preseason, not the Super Bowl. I don't understand.
Ashley, we talked about this yesterday with what's his name, Eric Bieniemy, right? Like coming in tough, like you're laying the law of the land down, right? Like here's how we're going to operate. Here are the rules, right? And so you have to be able to put those in and make sure people are following. So that's all this is.
What time is the game, Corey?
Mm-hmm. What you talking about tonight?
The Broncos game.
They're not playing tonight.
Well, what time is the game that he's referring to? First season, I
think they play tomorrow. It's a night game tomorrow.
It's Friday at 10.
Yeah.
10 p.m.
Against Arizona.
10 p.m.
10 p.m. Mm-hmm.
Against Arizona. It's in Arizona.
Yes.
So it's 9. So it's 7 o'clock on the West Coast, Brandon. The sun is still out. Matter of fact, they're going to be playing when the sun is setting. So I can't wear sunglasses to protect my eyes from the sun as it's going. What do you want me out there squinting?
Basically, let me put it this way, right? So basically what he's saying is, right, all that coolness, and this is how he ran it, and I loved it. This is how he ran it in New Orleans, and this whole vibe, it was just amazing. All week, you're locked in your focus. All that loud, crazy music when we got 7-on-7 and 9-on-7 and team on team, like all of that, we locked in. They do a million walkthroughs, right? They handle their business, and they freaking party after W's and wins, and that's when he do all of that. So what Sean Payton is saying is, don't come out here with all your necklaces, all your jewelry, all your, like that vibe, that shit is for before and after. Now, I'm okay with leaning into some of that, right? But I think that's what Sean Payton is here saying is like, no, this is my definition of professionalism in this building.
But
that's what I think he's saying, Ashley.
How does wearing a hat or not wearing a hat or wearing sunglasses or not wearing sunglasses, how does that affect the win-loss column? Like these aren't even rules that like affect the game. Like these aren't even rules that would even have any type of implication on the outcome of the game. That's why I'm so confused.
I disagree.
Wearing a hat is going to determine whether or not you win a game or not.
Let me tell you. So Justin Herbert came out again yesterday, and he was like, "No, nobody asked me to do Netflix, right?" And he said I would be boring on season 2 anyways because I kind of like, not being a distraction. So the whole thing, the number one goal for us, are these athletes and these coaches every single week, every single year is eliminate all those distractions. That outside noise, don't listen to it. So how you do that is they really want you to come in and focus on the X's and O's and the balls in your assignment. That's it. They don't want you they think it's a distraction to do a podcast. They think it's a distraction to go out. They think it's a distraction when some of these coaches doing dances and celebrations. These old school coaches, they even think it's a distraction, Ashley, the way you dress, right? Think about how much effort some of our guys put in to how they dress, right? So you're on the sideline, you're trying to look cool. He wants to take those damn glasses off and pay attention to the game. That's what he wants, Ash. So it can be a distraction for some of these guys. I can see what you're saying, but I also understand where Coach Payton is here on this as well. Because I've seen guys so many times just be, distracted by the noise.
I can understand to a degree the concept of being of uniformity, right? Like, for example, the Yankees have a notorious rule where none of the guys can have facial hair. You can't have a beard if you play for the New York Yankees. It's a rule that has been in the clubhouse since the beginning of time. So if you look, none of those guys are always clean cut. They don't have crazy beards. It's just not allowed. That's why Johnny Damon, when he joined the Yankees, had to get rid of his. It's just been like this unspoken rule. Right. Not unspoken, it's spoken. It's been a notorious rule for the New York Yankees since the beginning of time. I get that. So it's a clean cut look. It's the pinstripes. I get that. But I don't necessarily understand the bucket hat thing when you play an outdoor sport. I guess I'm confused by that. I can understand having your guys every Sunday. You guys can't come in here in sweatpants and pajamas. I want every guy in suits on game day. That I get. Mm-hmm. It's about professionalism. It's about looking as a team. You play good. You look good. You play good type of thing. I get that.
You feel good, you play good, you get paid good.
In high school,
finish it, Ashley. Don't half-ass it.
Sorry.
It's the same.
In high school, they used to make the basketball team wear ties on game day. And I get that. I guess I'm confused about the bucket hat thing in an outdoor sport in a preseason game. I don't really understand the rationale behind that. So I get what you're saying about the uniformity and being a team and looking good. I get all that. I guess I'm just confused about these particular set of rules. That's all. But
well, listen. I understand the bucket hat one, but before we move on, please write these down for me, Ashley, because you can don't ever again botch this, please.
What did I do?
You look good. You didn't finish it.
Oh, my bad.
You look good. You feel good. You feel good. You play good.
Got it.
You play good. You get paid good.
I wasn't going through all that.
Corey, let's watch this. Add this to it. Another edition or another segment of What Does Corey Know? Who?
Deion Sanders.
First. Who?
Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
I said it before the question was even
Yeah.
posed.
Everybody
wasn't it?
knows Deion Sanders said that.
That's a famous clip. That's a super famous
Come on
clip.
now. And like that, just that phrase, it goes with no one better than Deion Sanders
Deion,
anyway,
yeah.
you know? So
Prime.
yeah.